What's up, Run Fam? It's your boy, Cecil Smith, and I'm here today to talk a little bit about Under Armour, what they've done, why I think people are kind of sleeping on them a little bit, how I think they're kind of infiltrating the running game, the run market, and I'm going to unbox a pair of Under Armour Infinte 2s. It's going to be the first shoe that I've ordered that I'm going to unbox on this channel. We'll see how it goes. Kind of psyched for that. But first I want to talk about Under Armour. What I think is interesting about the company as far as running goes is that nobody's really paying any attention to them. They've been around since 1996. The company was founded by a former University of Maryland football player. And how they got their start was they started in shirts because when he was playing football, he couldn't understand, like my shorts are not getting, coated in sweat. My shirt's soaked in sweat. Why don't we make a shirt that can do the same thing? So that's how they got their start in that clothing, performance apparel kind of setup. Then they kind of gradually got into the shoes, the sports shoes. So football cleats, baseball spikes, those types of things. And they've gotten to the point where, they've got some respect in those particular fields. Football, they've got Tom Brady, Cam Newton, MVPs, guys are MVPs. Baseball, they got Bryce Harper, Clayton Kershaw. So people have bought into the performance aspect of Under Armour for sure. But the thing is in running, nothing. And it's kind of weird, I guess, maybe not weird, because it wasn't really their expertise to get into to start with. I think you look at some other companies, like Nike, I think that's the thing that they started with. They kind of revolutionized things in the running game to start with, and then they kind of branched into other sports. So it's not terribly surprising, but as far as running goes, the first kind of really entered the market with a shoe with their own, type of foam around 2013 or so with the Micro G foam technology. Before that they had the shoes, kind of casual looking shoes, but not really, performance-y type shoes. They were thinner, low compression though, higher energy return is what they were kind of marketing this shoe as. And I had a pair of basketball shoes that had that same type of material in. They were all right, but they weren't, cushiony. They weren't the soft, plush shoes. And now everybody seems like, I didn't really get into running until like the last 2-3 years. And last year I started taking it a lot more seriously. But the big brands are focusing on cushioning, a lot softer foam type material. So Under Armour kind of got away from that at the end of 2017. They went a different way. But in between then, or in 2013 in the same time frame, they also purchased some online stuff, some app type things. They purchased Map My Run, Map My Fitness, Endomondo within like a 3-year period from 2013 to 2015. They spent over $500 million purchasing these different online or, applications, apps that could keep track of your fitness. And it was interesting to me, kind of looking back on this thing, is that they did that first. They went the tech route first. So I don't think their interest was really, pushing the envelope as far as running. You look what Nike has done in the last couple years with the Vaporflies, Vaporfly 4%, really pushing the envelope of what human performance is capable of. And Under Armour has kind of gone the other route. And it's like, well, hey, if you want to track what you're doing, keep track of everything, have it all laid out, try to improve yourself, then you should go with their tech side almost. And a lot of the people that I watch a lot of YouTube running videos and different things, and those guys are not looking at Under Armour at all. I watch Kofuzi, Seth James Damore, Ginger Runner, Jameson Michael, those guys. And I think between all four of them, there's been like 3 Under Armour shoe reviews. And the last one was from like 2018, maybe. Kofuzi did one of the new ones, Under Armour, that had the chip technology built into the shoe. And that's something they did in 2017. So they bought the apps, and then they started infusing technology into the shoe to use on the apps. And I'll talk about why I think that's kind of smart later. It's kind of a pain in the butt while you're using the app because there's things that they could do to make it more complete in my mind. But I understand what they're doing because they're trying to get you to get all of the stuff, all of the gear. So uh, the other one that did it was a Ginger Runner. Did a couple of um, the Bandit and another trail shoe that had the Micro G technology. And the big thing that he said was like you couldn't run the shoe for a long period of time because it didn't have the cushioning. So 2017, Under Armour comes out with the Hover Foam, HOVR, and it was supposed to be more cushioned. And what they did was they put this in this energy web, is what they call it. And I think the idea of it is that the foam provides the cushion, pushes out, so it gives you that plush ride, and then that energy web kind of pushes everything back up. So a lot of other companies do stuff with an EVA foam and then polyurethane foam to give you the energy return. Is how they kind of divide it up. So Nike has their proprietary, Zoom foam and React foam, and Under Armour's trying to do it with one foam and then this energy web to get you the energy return back. So I'm kind of excited to see how that's going to work. And I will do a review of the shoe running in it, but I just want to give some background like on the company, kind of what they've done and how they're kind of sneaking up on people right now. So 2017, they introduced that foam. They introduced it with two pair of shoes, the Phantom and the Sonic. And the Sonic's supposed to be like the speedier shoe, and the Phantom's supposed to be like the more high-end cushion shoe. But this is like their first foray into that market. So you fast forward to 2018, early 2019, they've introduced the foam into 5 different shoes, and the shoes have that tech to connect with Map My Run automatically, where it'll keep track of your cadence, your pace, and your stride length, which is 3 kind of neat things that are sort of hard to get. Plus, it'll track your run. GPS wise, I don't know if it'll give you a real accurate, but if you team it with the phone, with the app, it should give you a really good map of where you went. And what they added to the Phantom and the Sonic was the Guardian, the Infinite one, which is like the neutral shoe. The Guardian's the stability shoe. The Infinite is the like neutral daily trainer, and the Velocity, which is supposed to be a tempo or like a speedier type shoe. Haven't tried any of those. Just to be perfectly honest with you, I do use the app a lot for my other runs. I use the Hoka Rincon, which it'll keep track of your miles on your shoes. You just have to tag your shoes that you used for the run. And I used a Brooks Ghost 12 recently. So this will automatically link to the app now. You start running, it's going to link, it's going to send the information as long as you just connect it, let them know that it's your shoe. So that'll be interesting. The big thing that they're doing now, though, if you use the app, you can get online and using a PC or something to go to the actual website, the Map My Run website, and it'll kind of lay everything out on a calendar so you can see your stats, for the month, for the week, how many miles you run, how much time you spend, how many calories you burn. I think it's kind of neat. I used Strava once, and I didn't like it at all. One, I got the Samsung Fit Pro 2, and it came with the Under Armour app on it. So if you get something that has the Under Armour stuff on it, they'll give you a free year of their MVP service, which is, a little higher end. You can map the runs out, all of those things. On Strava, they had a little bit of a paywall, and I think it kept your heart rate information from you, which was really odd, and it was something that was, I'd really gotten into since I got the Fit Pro 2, and the Map My Run, displayed all that stuff, no issue. So it was a little disappointing. I used Strava one time, and I got rid of it. I was like, I'm just going to use Map My Run because it was, much better to get all the information. And now, if you get the shoes, you get a year free as well. So it's just another reason to do it. And what they've done is, I use Samsung Health sometimes because I'm running with my phone, and it'll keep track of your cadence based on your arm movement with the phone. So there is a way to keep track of cadence with a phone. Don't let the app fool you. If they want to integrate it, they could, but they're also trying to sell shoes. And I think the thing before was they didn't have a shoe that was competitive in the running market. Now they kind of do, but they've gone the route of tech first and now shoe tech. So I'm excited to see how this shoe performs, how it works, and see what it looks like. So let's just go ahead and open this up. And if I cut myself in the next 30 seconds, you'll never see it. So I'll do a whole nother video. So here we go, paperwork. And just to be, 100% transparent, I did buy the shoes myself, and I like colorful shoes. So, all right, here we go. Ooh, I like these. I like these. I like this. So now the thing about the Infinite 2s compared to the Infinite 1s. One, the name, if it's infinite, why is there a second one, right? If it was supposed to be infinite. But if you look at the shoe here, the outsole, identical to the Infinite 1s. I don't know if they just had a bunch laying around. I was like, hey, what are we going to do with these? Hey, how about the Infinite 2s? But, I think they like the design of the shoe. It doesn't feel too heavy. It is a little heavy. The neat thing about Under Armour is they put all the information in the bottom of what you got. So we got stack height 21 to 29. So that's going to be 21 to 28. So it's going to be 7mm drop. And size 9 is 10.75 ounces. So that is heavy. And this is a 10.5. And most of the time, for me, I've got a little bit smaller foot. So I usually get my shoes right at the 10.5. I'm usually swimming in an 11. Of the things I've seen with Under Armour, they tell you to get extra half size up. I'll see how it goes when I'm running. But for right now, we'll see how this 10.5 feels. Feels a little tight or not. Doesn't feel bad. Doesn't feel bad right now. Shoe does feel a little bit stiff. I can tell that right now. But it's gonna be interesting to run in. One thing that I can tell you right now that I don't particularly like about the shoe was what they did in the back with the heel cup. I thought the Infinite 1s had a little bit better look back here to it, but the shoe that they're pushing now is the Machina. It's got a real nice looking, clean design in the back. They've shortened this outsole up a little bit, so it looks a little cleaner, a little bit lighter. I think it's still over 10 ounces though, so it's not going to be a speedy shoe. It's going to be a workhorse type shoe. Boy, this is stiff. It's got a lot of stiffness to it. It's not real flexible either. So if it's supposed to be, I think it's supposed to be kind of a neutral shoe. We'll see. We'll see how it does when I run. I'm not sure that this energy web is all it's cracked up to be either, but like I said, it's got the information in it. I'll see what it does when I run. And I'll tell you one thing about it. You can, if you use the app, and you can use it not just for running, like you can use it for any activity. If you do basketball, tennis, you can even do it for yoga, where you don't even have to have shoes or gear on. I think you could probably even do it for swimming. I know the Fit Pro 2, it's made for water. You can select what activity you're doing and hit start, and it'll record information through that activity. If you do enough things during a month, Under Armour will recognize that activity. They will send you a coupon for $40 off. So the Machina, the shoe that they're pushing now, $150. But Infinite 2 is similar. The only thing it's missing is a plate underneath. It doesn't have a plate. It just has, nothing. It's just basically the outsole, hover midsole, and this upper, which I like the look of the Infinite 2s better than the Infinite 1s. It was all like a netting type mesh over the top, over the front. I do like the look of the shoe a lot better. But compared to the Machina, it's missing one thing. It's $30 cheaper to start with. If you do the app and keep up with it, they send me a $40 coupon. So I got these shoes for $80. So just kind of keep that in mind. If you do fully integrated, which I'm all on board with Under Armour right now, as long as the shoes don't, as long as they're not terrible. But even if the shoes are terrible, I still wear the other stuff. So if this doesn't work out, I'm still going to be in the compression shorts, in the shirts, in the tanks, all those types of things. I really like Under Armour's other products. So good luck to you, and stay tuned, and we'll see how these things do on the road.